Michigan Tech Huskies in Madison. Game 1 went to the Badgers 5-2. Game 2 to Wisconsin 5-3. Meanwhile, in Marquette, Northern Michigan University's Hockey Wildcats were hoping to move past the first round of the WCHA playoffs for the first time since the Cats joined the league. The Duluth faithful were on hand, but by the end of the weekend, the flags had folded, and the Wildcats had something to cheer about. Eric Lamarck got the Wildcats on the board early in Game 1. Two minutes later, the Wildcats converted on a power play opportunity. Lamarck again was the man.
Drive a shot, and he made the post. Back to the corner to Drake. To Podrasky, to Lamarck. Wildcats controlling play nicely here. Lamarck drives it, they score! And it's 2-0. Wildcats on the power play goal at 2:32.
Still early in the first period, the Bulldogs went on the power play. But Lamarck again, this time with help from Dave Porter, completed a natural hat trick. Lamarck now had 3 goals in the first 6:22 with an even strength goal, a power play goal, and a shorthanded effort.
3-0. Boy, Eric Lamarck on fire so far tonight, Tom. A natural hat trick for number 13 as he took the puck away and just swooped right in.
Wayne Sager briefly got the Bulldogs back in the hockey game with this deflected shot. The Wildcats made some mistakes in their own end, but Duluth couldn't capitalize as Billy Pye shut the door.
Duluth and Pye with a big save on Wayne Sager. Put a little bit in the collars of the Wildcats. Wawrinka played it out front. He lost it a shot, and Pye to save the rebound. And Pye somehow got to that one as he robbed Sager again. Unbelievable. Billy Pye with a couple of big saves.
The Wildcats regained their 3-goal lead when Brad Wawrinka turned the light on.
Puck loose there, and the Wildcat just dragged to the ice, and now Buzz Christensen will raise his head. A penalty coming up. The shot, they score as Brad Wawrinka puts it in.
Neither team scored in the second period, but in the third, the Wildcats put the game away.
Landowski left it in the corner for Lamarck. Lamarck skates it back up the boards, sends it behind the net. Antos fighting for the puck. Sent along the far boards. Daryl Olson, top of the circle. That's a wrist shot goal, and they score. Hajduk completely screened as Landowski and Antos right out front, along with the Bulldogs' John Roloff, and Hajduk didn't look like he even saw it. Oh, it did not hit anybody going in. It was Daryl Olson's goal unassisted. A score is John Good let it go from the right point. And it's 6-1 Wildcats. And this one, folks, is over.
The Bulldogs got a goal back when Chris Lindberg tipped in this Dale Jago drive, but Brad Wawrinka finished off a 7-2 victory for the Wildcats with a goal late in the third period.
Brad Wawrinka starts out. He's been robbed twice by Hajduk. He'll try it again. He scores! 24.
The Wildcats won Game 1, 7-2. A look at Game 2 coming up in a moment.
In the service, I was the best mechanic around. So when I got out, it was easy to find a job. There was one thing I couldn't find in civilian life. So I joined the Army National Guard. Now I still work at the garage full time. But 2 days a month, 2 weeks a year, I take on something a little faster. Don't get me wrong. I like working on cars. But sometimes, I'd rather drive.
Meet the pole climber. He He's trying to hook up his TV to cable without paying for it. His first cousin is the converter. He's trying to modify his cable TV converter box to receive pay channels without paying for them. But what you're doing is illegal. You're stealing. Every state in the country has laws that make stealing cable service a crime, punishable by substantial fines, and in some cases, imprisonment. So listen, don't think stealing cable TV isn't a crime, because it is. Be smart. Call your local cable company to hook you up, legally. This message has been brought to you by Group W Satellite Communications and your local cable company.
Game 2 was last Saturday night, and it saw the Wildcats looking for a sweep. Like Game 1, the Wildcats jumped out to a first-period lead.
Plays still loose deep in the Duluth zone, held in by Neuer at the blue line. Wildcat forechecking well. Scott, shot, score!
Then it was Phil Berger's turn to turn the light on.
And this is Troy Jacobson. Center ice pass, Warenka. Warenka with a burst of speed, and over the line to Berger, winding up for a shot. He scores! Berger!
Duluth made it 2-1 before the end of the period on this blast by Dale Jago.
Jago winds up, scores!
The teams traded goals in the second period, with Phil Berger getting the Wildcat tally, and heading into the third, the Bulldogs trailed it just 3-2. But like they did in Game 1, the Wildcats struck quickly in the third period.
Puck back into the zone off a stick of Baskey. Flandowski tries to charge on, right on, rebound, score! And goes!
The Bulldogs, though, wouldn't quit. They made it a 4-3 hockey game on this goal.
For Mike Sertich's Bulldogs. Play loose in the face-off circle. Jago clears it across. Roll off a blast. He scores.
That would be as close as Duluth would get, however. Minnesota Duluth may have celebrated this victory, but the Wildcats won the war.
Warenka inside the Duluth line. Clears down for Berger. Berger from the side. Center pass. Score! Jacobson! Jago from the blue line, and that one off the skate of Lamarck. Centering attempt back to Jago, knocked away. Here comes Flandowski. Flandowski up the right side, got an open goal, gonna cut for the net, can score, and that'll do it.
The Wildcats are on their way to St. Paul as they lead this game.
With the 6-3 victory, the Wildcats completed a sweep and moved on to the WCHA Final Four for the first time ever. Coach Rick Comley reflects on the season.
It's been a fun season, I think. I think everybody's enjoyed it. You measure it on terms of success. And we've been in the WCHA 5 years. I think we've shown flashes, but we haven't been able to crack the barrier. And we knew coming in that it was a league dominated by Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, and then it was a battle for fourth place. And we haven't been able to get above fifth in this league. And I didn't know if it could be done. I don't think a lot of people did. And we've had a lot of mixed feelings, I think, since we switched leagues. I mean, should you, shouldn't you, will you ever draw well in this league? Can you win in this league? And this year, on an equal basis, I think we've proved that we could win. A year ago, if this had happened, everybody around the WCHA would have said, well, it's a post-Olympic year when the WCHA loses a great players, but that was a year ago, and everybody had the same opportunity to build their team back up, and we just did it, and the kids performed, and it was a great finish.
Next up, a look back at the season series between the Wildcats and the Badgers.